What's going on YouTube? OCD Free DC here, and what I got for your face balls today is something that I've been working on for quite a while. You may have seen parts of it on one of my live streams here in the last couple of weeks. I've shown it off there slightly, but here it is. So this is the package and what you'll get. This is called OCD's CME, which stands for Compression Made Easy. And what we're talking about here are compression locks. So I'm going to show you what this is, what it does, and how to install it in this video. This video will also serve as the installation video for anyone that purchases these. You will have a little piece of paper in there that tells you, that has the link to this video on there. So first off, this is the packaging that you'll get. It comes in a little cloth bag. You can see here it's got my name on it. It's got my email address, info@ocdforedc.com. On the other side, it's got my quote-unquote maker's mark kind of logo. Yeah, what you get inside the bag is you'll get an OCD Free DC sticker. You'll have a piece of paper. Now, the only difference here is this piece of paper is blank, but the piece of paper that will come with these will say, for installation instructions, visit, and we'll have a link to this video. But you need this piece of paper, so hold on to that. And then you'll also have an alcohol wipe and the actual part, and a little piece, or a little deal of super glue. And here is the part in question. This one here is a blue one. You can see this one is black and blue, layered G10. Currently I have them in a few different colors. I have the black and blue. I also have OD green and blue, as well as just straight black. So those are the three color options right now. But this is what you'll receive in the package. And I'm going to go through the process of what it is and how it works. So this is a Para 3 lightweight that already has one installed. Again, this is the blue one. So first and foremost, a lot of you know that I'm left-handed. And so that's really kind of how this got started, was when you're left-handed, the compression lock doesn't work so well because you have to use the tip of your thumb to get in there to actuate the lock. And yes, you can do it, but you also end up dropping your knife quite a bit. So that's really kind of how this all got started. However, after I made the first one and put it on, actually this knife right here, I realized how much easier and nicer it was right-handed as well. And so you can see here that it doesn't stick out past the knife when the blade is closed. So it is recessed. And when the blade is open, it just ever so slightly sticks past the scale there. But it's just a tiny, tiny amount. When this knife is being used, you're never in a position of accidentally hitting that to unlock the blade. So whether you're doing it right-handed or left-handed, choked up or choked back, you can see there that you're never in a position where your hand is actually going to be touching it, if you can see down in there. So it doesn't make the knife any less safe. It doesn't hamper, change anything about the knife, other than it makes it much, much easier to actuate the compression lock. So this particular model, I have a few different variants. But so essentially there's going to be one for the Shaman, and then there's going to be this one that fits pretty much the rest of the compression lock knives. So for example, this one will fit the PM2, the Para 3, the Para 3 lightweight. I'm sure a PM2 lightweight is coming soon. I'm going to assume it's going to fit that as well. But it also fits knives like the Caribbean the Sage, Sage 5 and Sage 5 Lightweight. But this one here does not fit the Shaman. And neither of the two designs that I have will fit the Akuchi. That is one knife that is just slightly different, and there's really not a whole lot. Yeah, maybe in the future I'll make one for that if there's some demand. But anyway, so that's what it is, and you can see I did a blue one on here just so you could see it. It would stand out a little more. So yeah, got it in different colorways. So the way you go about installing this, you do not need to disassemble the knife to install it. There is a little shelf. It's really hard to see. The parts are really small, but there is a milled shelf. You can kind of see it right there. And that sits on top of the compression lock, just like so. So you'll see there, it fits right on there nicely. Now, the top of the button should be essentially parallel with the spine of the knife. So you can see right there. And that's how it goes on. So right now, I mean, that's just sitting there. But that's how it will be positioned. Now, I did make it to where it sits just the tiniest bit proud of the top of the scales. And that's really just for indexing, so you can feel it with your finger. For me, and all the variants that I tested, I just liked it being a little bit proud. But, so anyway, to go about installing this, what you're going to do is you're going to open up this alcohol wipe here. You are going to clean the back side of the G10, just like this, and set that off to the side. And then you're going to clean the face of the compression lock area and make sure you get on there really well. All right. Now, I've got a larger thing of super glue over here, so I'm not going to use the single-use stuff here. But, so once those are cleaned up and dry, you're going to take this piece of paper and roll the paper around your finger just a little bit, just to kind of curl it. And all you're wanting to do with the paper is use it as a shim. We do want just the littlest bit of play, and so that's what the paper is for. So first things first, I'm going to take my part here, and I'm going to put just a little dab of super glue. Just like that. All right. Now, holding this with my paper, oop. All right, now once you got it positioned where you want, and I've got my little piece of paper in there, I'm just going to set this off to the side, and we'll let that glue cure. So, the super glue holds up extremely well. This is something that I've been carrying and testing in my pocket and beating on for quite some time. You know, it was something, originally I was thinking that we may have to do something different. about fastening, but it actually works out extremely well because it's easy to remove this way also, which I will show you how to remove one here in just a few minutes later in this video. So if you do want to remove it, it's a pretty simple process. You do have to disassemble the knife to remove it, but otherwise you don't even have to disassemble the knife to install it. Now, everyone that I've handed this to, especially knife people, have really liked it. It's just so much easier to get to be able to actuate the compression lock. You know, even for right-handed, like I said, you don't have to get, you know, the tip of your finger in there. It just makes it a lot easier, especially left-handed. It's night and day different, and you just don't end up dropping your knife, which is really fantastic. So that's what it is. Compression Made Easy, or CME, and hopefully you guys like it. You'll be able to order these. We're getting a website set up, which will be ocd4edc.com. However, that's not available right at the moment. So if you do want to purchase one of these, here you can send me an email, info@ocd4edc.com, and you can order them from me there. They are $25 each, and that's for everything you see here, not including the knives. And that includes U.S. shipping. Now, we will offer international shipping. That will come at an additional charge. But, so it's $25 per, or you can get a 3-pack of these for $65. So there you go. That's how easy it is. It's on, it's cured, and it works perfectly. So again, I wanted to offset the color a little bit here, but you can see the layer G10 there. So that's what it looks like once it's on the knife. And honestly, carrying the knife, you really, it's not even something that you really notice. It just makes actuating the lock just a hell of a lot easier. So anyway, OCD's CME, there's the packaging. I've got multiple different sticker designs, so you may get this one, you may get a different sticker, but you get the stuff to install it, and like I said, you'll have a little piece of paper with the link on it to this video. So there it is, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it's easy enough for you guys to install, and it's really kind of, I mean, you can't really screw it up, to be honest with you. If you do screw it up, just scrape the glue off and reposition it and start over. It's a pretty simple process. So anyway, we'll get into how to remove it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to remove the CME after it's installed. If for whatever reason you want to remove it from the knife, if you're going to sell the knife, you want to transfer it to a different knife, I'm going to show you the process on how to remove it. So first things first, you're going to have to disassemble the knife. And once you have disassembled, we're going to go ahead and pop out, oops, wrong size tool here. Set that washer down there. I'm going to have to stick this screw back in so I can get the other side broke loose. There we go. All right. Get that screw out. That screw. There we go. Oop. I'll lose that spacer there. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull that apart. What we need to do is get this liner out here. And I've got the clip on this side. Let me go ahead and pull these clip screws. So once we get this liner out of here, what we're going to do is put a little heat on it and break the glue loose. These lanyard tubes can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. You may need to use a pair of pliers to get the lanyard tube out. There we go. All right. Well, I'm just going to leave it in because we're good at that point. Just going to wipe this off. All right, so now I know this one looks a little different here. This is the very first one I made, was kind of a prototype. But what I'm using here is a soldering iron, and we're going to warm up the back side of this. And there we go. All right, so you can see there, you will have a little bit of residual glue left over. Not a big deal. Set that off to the side there. And so there you go. You can see where it was on there. And like I said, there will be a little bit of residual glue left, but you can easily clean that off. So you'll want to use some, contact cleaner, something like that, to get the glue all cleaned off. So no harm, no foul. It doesn't alter your knife in any sort of serious way. And so if you, for whatever the reason, I don't know what the reason would be, but if for some reason you want to take it off, you can certainly do that. Get this lanyard tube pushed back in there. We'll go ahead and reassemble. All right. Get a little oil put back on here. All right. I'll put a little bit of oil on the detemp path. Forgot to put the standoff on the back here. ahead of myself. Alright. Okay, so now we're back together and without the CME in there. So that's how you remove it. If you want to, just remove the liner and apply a little heat and you're good to go. So pretty simple and doesn't change the knife at all from the stock configuration. So alright, so now that you guys have seen how to properly install and remove the CME or compression made easy, let me know if you got any questions. You can hit me up in this video, leave a comment, or you can email me info@ocd4edc.com. My email address will be in the description below as well. For any of my patrons, if you are one of the patrons, you will get discounts on these according to the level of patron that you are. So if anyone's interested in checking out the Patreon page that I have, the link will be in the description for that as well. But there you go. There's 2 CMEs installed, and like I said, I showed you how to remove one. So if you got any questions, hit me up. Hopefully you guys enjoy these. I think it's pretty cool. Certainly makes compression locks much nicer to operate, in my opinion. And like I said, everyone else that has had their hands on these at this point, I will be sending some of these around to some of the other YouTubers out there so they can get their hands on them, check them out, see what they think. But there you go, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good one. I'm out.